Hi, Kiwi. All right, we are back at Hades for one more run. And I learned my lesson from the last run. We're going to go ahead and pet Cerberus before we go upstairs. Or upstairs. I guess technically it's upstairs, but before we do our run, we're going to pet Cerberus because our good boy needs a good luck pet. And so do we. All right. Now, so we're going to be running the shield today. And I imagine this is going to go a lot poorer than the bow because I'm less practiced with the shield. And the bow is much easier to pick up and remember how to play because it's just... Oh, hey, Ares. Ares. All right.
Someone was bound to show up, I guess. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Maybe we can get our Artemis duo.
Fighting spirit in you there, I have to say. Most intriguing, and yet no surprise for someone born in hell itself. You come on out of there and tell me all about it. I'm a fellow student of death, you see.
I wonder if that's true, if, like, he and Hades actually... Like, if Hades trained Ares at all in the actual mythology. I don't know enough to know for sure. Alright, Special inflicts doom. After a brief moment, victim takes a burst of damage. Dash creates the Blade Rift where you started. So, Blade Rift, or Slicing Shot, comboed with Artemis's Duo Boon, becomes one of the best abilities in the game, and I'm going to take this. It's the lowest ranking ability. It's not great, honestly.
No, you don't.
But we'll have to see. Alright. Now, I remember early on at the very least, I can spam this and do a reasonable amount of damage. But the real strength of it comes, again, I think I mentioned in the end of the last episode, when you when you're able to get the aspect weapon, where I'm forgetting the god of chaos's name, but I believe that's who it belongs to. But when you get his shield, it splits into 3 that then bounce, and if you stack that with like Hangover from Dionysus's passives, which is the damage over time effect, it becomes extremely strong, extremely fast. I also need to remember that I have this to my advantage. But for now, I'm gonna not bother with melee attacks. The biggest downside to the special attack where I throw my shield is then I can't use it to block damage, potentially. But for now, I kind of almost want to go the special attack build, even though it's going to be very weak compared to what it could be. Just because it'll play similar to the bow, almost. I can throw and then I can focus on dodging, effectively. Alright, let's see what this hammer brings. Bull Rush does 400% damage to armor. That sounds pretty good. When special hits, the next 2 attacks deal 80% damage. Hold special to charge your throw up to 200% base damage. That might be really good, but I don't know if that's how I want to play this build. Maybe I want this. Honestly, no, this is funny because this basically turns me into a bow wielder again. So I just need to find the perfect... Let's see how this... Okay. Let's go for the key. I need to unlock more things on the Mirror of Nyx, or the Mirror of Night rather. But now I'm legitimately just playing like a bow wielder. It's kind of funny. Whoop. Nah, I think I'm realizing this probably wasn't the right choice, but it's fine. I didn't know, and I want to experience all of the hammers at least once, because I think there's something to accomplish for doing so. I think there are like achievements, or not achievements, but like in-game accomplishment type achievements for using one of every boon and one of every hammer. I don't remember what it ends up doing, but you know what might be strong is if I get the Athena special attack, because then I can reflect projectiles while I just have my projectile bouncing around the room dealing damage. Don't know if that's the right decision, but it's a thought. Zeus might be another good option, but I guess it ultimately depends on what... You know what? Maybe I want Artemis so I get crit chance. I don't know. There are a lot of potentially good options, and it's hard to know which is actually the objectively correct one. Because I guess, realistically speaking, there is no objectively correct one. There is a best one for me in a given situation. But that's hardly fair to assume will be every situation, you know? Right. Okay, I'm forgetting to use my cast. I should remember to use my cast. You know, that's probably the first thing I'm going to unlock on the mirror once I can, is just having more gems, more bloodstones. It's still pretty crazy how our last run got up to had so much HP in it. Again, the correct special attack may honestly just be get Dionysus on my special, so that I deal the poison damage, which I can stack up really quickly. That or Chain Lightning would probably be very strong. I'm trying to attack them with my dash like I was in the previous run, but funny about that, I don't have a dash attack yet. Well, I have a dash attack, I don't have a dash boon. Alright, another Ares, or, oh, our first Demeter. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's Demeter, I'm pretty sure that's Demeter. However you want to pronounce it, Demeter, Demeter. I don't actually know what's better in this scenario. I think I'll stick with Ares just so that I have, like, boons that benefit each other.
You and me.
I think what I should have gone with the Daedalus Hammer was, in fact, your next two attacks deal 80% more damage, because I think that would have been a lot stronger. But it's fine. We've got what we got. We'll make it work. Preferably not like that. This one's almost dead. Or once the armor breaks, things become a lot easier to deal with. Armored enemies are just a right nightmare when they're tanky. And once we unlock the Pact of Pain, they're going to be tanky pretty reliably. Alright, that's the first enemy down. This build is severely lacking in damage at present, but I think I can get away with this pretty easily. Poor guy just got juggled.
Anyone else?
Okay, attacks inflict doom. Attack, special, and cast deal more damage. Blade Rift effects longer and pulls foes in. This is definitely what I want if I'm going for the Athena duo, but I can't guarantee that, and a flat 16% damage on all abilities sounds too good to pass up. So we'll take that for now. Alright. I don't know why I'm bothering to break the vases. The chances of gold in there is possible, but it's very low, I think.
Oh no.
Oh, this is new.
I've tolerated your impudence for long enough.
Survive for 45 seconds. Well, if I only have to survive, may as well try and get what kills I can, though, because it gives gold. But as you can see, the shield is really strong because, again, when you charge Shield Bash, you're blocking damage at the same time. And the Shield Bash itself does a pretty solid amount of damage, too. All around a very good weapon. Very good defensive option. What a surprise for a shield, you know? Alright.
Enough.
That's that.
Not a terrible room. Took a couple hits that I didn't need to, but we're fine. I think the runs will just continue, the builds will really start popping off once I start getting higher rarity boons more reliably, which is just something that will happen as I get more, I think, more rapport with the gods and progress the story further, and also get some of their accessories or their trinkets or whatever they're called.
Back to dust.
I think for the passive I chose to really work, I need to get a passive that makes my shield bounce more. It would have worked better if I had the Chaos God's shield, I think. I think it was a mistake to take it on this run, though.
Shiny.
Oh well, hindsight is hindsight. Let's go for the shop and hope for a god boon that I'm looking for. Aphrodite. I'll take it, but it's not really the build I'm looking for.
Hey, good to see you out here, mate. Looks as though you've got some fine wares up for sale, don't you?
Yeah, I think the correct choice probably was the 400% damage to armored enemies. That is good no matter when you take it. Armored enemies just are so much tankier. Alright, well, let's take Afro.
I'll take this one.
Dash deals damage. When you take damage around you, any... We'll take this. More HP. Early on in the game, just being able to get more HP will help. Darn it, I tried to dash through that, and I swear I tried to dash through that too. Maybe I should just stick to playing ranged. That didn't work. I got hit by the trap, darn it. Well, at least this guy did too. Oh goodness, that's a lot of armor. Like, this does so little damage. I'm basically just playing a weaker bow. I need something to really make the build pop off, and again, I should remember to use my casts. Because those spinning blades do a lot of damage. What happens is if you get the duo boon with Artemis, they home. And I'll need more casts to really make that build work, so maybe this was a mistake as well. It feels like this run as a whole is just littered with mistakes and judgment calls that are based on my previous knowledge of the game, tainting an otherwise sound judgment on what would make most sense for a moment, for the given run. I think this run is probably bricked from the start, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give up just because it feels weak on the outset.
Feeling stronger.
No other rooms, right? Yeah, okay. And if nothing else, I can keep the run going for as long as it takes to get some nifty unlock consumables. More keys means more new weapons, or more importantly, upgrades to the Mirror of Nyx. We'll need a lot of Erebus shards to make it pay off in the long run, but while we're setting up for that, I think any progression is progression, you know? Even if it's slow. It's only a matter of time before I get my first win, after all. Although I want to set very clear expectations that I doubt it's going to be on this run. Yeah. But at the very least, I don't want to... I'm going to try and vary what builds I take, because in Lotus Lantern I used the build that felt best. Or I used the shield on every run, so... And it felt like I was maybe depending on the shield artifact a little bit too much, but that artifact was objectively broken. An almost 0-second cooldown blocks one instance of damage that as long as you are dealing damage, you can effectively maintain infinitely.
You're going to love it on Olympus, little godling. The air is beautiful and brisk, the gardens lush, the feasting plentiful. Why, it must be the opposite of everything to which you are accustomed.
Harsh words. Attacks inflict weak, special inflicts weak. When they are slain and deal damage. I guess I'll take it on the attack for now.
My heart is full.
Because I think I need something stronger on my special. At the very least, I would take an Afro special
I'm back, Meg.
if it was a higher rarity.
Listen to me, Zagreus. Your mother is long gone. You're never getting out of here, and even if you did, what hope could you possibly have in finding her up in the world out there?
I've hope enough. Not that it's any of your business anymore.
Your family is here, and so is your responsibility. You're running from yourself. Though, I can slow you down a bit, I think.
Threatening. Yeah, 200% increase on my special really doesn't matter very much if I have no reason to charge it. Like, if I'm going to choose a charge attack on this build, it's going to be for my basic attack, because that happens. I got hit, but I didn't take damage because I was charging my basic attack. Like, why would I choose to charge an attack that does less damage and doesn't guard me? So, the hammer I took was definitely a poor judgment call. Probably the appropriate way to build this would be to just go all in on dash attacks, or whatever the shield charge attack is called. We'll call it shield rush for now, because that seems appropriate. Like, I think what I need to do is accept that my first couple choices were wrong, and then build now that I understand what it is that I need to do. Until I have the Shield of Chaos, a special attack build on this shield is the wrong choice, I would say. Unfortunately, attacks that come from the ground will not be blocked by this, by charging the shield. Unless maybe if I'm at the very outskirts of them, but I doubt it. So, yeah, I think what I need to do is stack Dionysus passive on the Y, and then focus in on auto attack, basic attacks going forward from here. Which is also unfortunate because I've taken a weak Aphrodite on my basic attack upgrade. At least I can get a lot of good free hits on her while she's doing that. Yeah, that sped along that phase pretty well. The fun thing is I can also effectively use the shield charge as a get out of jail sort of, or an escape tool as well. Like I used it to dodge the ground projectile that spawned underneath me. Yeah. When she's doing this, it's pretty free damage for a melee builder, for a melee build. I do think that it's cool that I've made it to the top floor 2 runs in a row this early on. Shows me that I'm probably not the best Hades player, but I'm definitely better than I gave myself credit for. But it also might just be that I have the game knowledge. I'm really not using my cast very much here at all. I should just have that on the field at all times. It's not going to do much damage because there's only one of them. Whoop. This is my chance to get a whole lot of damage on her. There we go. First boss down. Definitely a lot slower than my last run. I think I got there in about 12 minutes. I'm running about 5 minutes slower. Granted, that isn't accounting for the... no, there wasn't really any dialogue. I wasted maybe like a minute petting Cerberus, so yeah. The bow is definitely stronger for me, which is not a surprise given the damage numbers I'm pulling. Let's see, anything here? I think I'm going to take this because this is more for a long-term sort of goal.
Still need these.
But we need some of these, and I'm not really getting them reliably just yet.
Let's
Oh,
go out.
I see it. I saw the dot. I saw the dot as I started passing through the threshold. There's going to be a lot of that. Thankfully, those dots do run out, so they'll be red. They will absolutely be red eventually.
Be there soon, Bone Hydra.
All right, what have you got to say about Asphodel today?
The bloodless lie in wait out there, I guess.
Cool. Or hot? I don't know. This run doesn't seem to want to give me resources that'll benefit me in the short term, but definitely wants to give me things that'll benefit me in the long term. It's only going to get progressively more difficult because I'm not getting good rarity boons, and I'm not getting anything that does any sort of real damage right now. I guess the other nice thing about the shield is I can push these enemies into the lava with the shield attacks. Wave crashers, they really like to run away. Not a fan of enemies that just try to waste time. Maybe it's my penance for playing Sonic and Smash. Not that I think I've talked about this very clearly. I hate the way people play Sonic Online where they try to time you out, and I refuse to play that way against anyone who doesn't do it to me first. Like, if they're gonna play lame, I'm gonna play lame to make them feel their own medicine, sort of thing. But that is the extent of it. I would much rather... It's boring to me. It's boring to play. It's boring to watch. And I'm not gonna sit there and wait out someone for 7 minutes because I want to win. I'd rather lose but have played the game actively than wait someone out and win. Just, it doesn't feel satisfying and it doesn't feel fun.
Some darkness.
Man, I'm really not getting the things I need. Alright, well, let's go for the key. Now that I've gained access to the upgraded Mirror of Night, I need to get all of the passives that are good.
Inferno bombers.
Make my chances at victory more reliable at the very least. Yeah, I think if I could start stacking up Dionysus passive, or Hangover is what it's called, I believe, throwing my shield will be a lot more beneficial. Right now, it doesn't feel worth it. Unless there are a bunch of enemies clustered together, in which case I could probably take them out pretty quickly with that. But yeah, I took the objectively wrong hammer option, unfortunately. I'm very cognizant of that fact now. I know that the when you get the shield that splits, the special attack can scale out of control very easily. Alright, hopefully we get something that upgrades us in the short term this time. Let's see. Oh, our first encounter with Hermes. Or yeah, we're going Hermes for sure. Gotta go fast. Hopefully it gives us something good. I will say though, the special attack will probably do very well against the Bone Hydra. It won't do much damage individually, but it'll rack up, and I can focus on dodging while I just bounce it about. It may honestly still be better to just wail on him with the shield dash, though. So only time will tell. Darn it! I was at a bad angle, so I still got hit by those attacks. Try and push these guys into the lava so they take chip damage and die faster. Yeah. Considering where my HP is already, I'm not feeling this this run terribly. I don't expect this run to go terribly well. Did I get hit? Not sure what happened there.
This mark, almost like a bat wing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Hey boss, found you. Good. Hermes, at your service. Pleasure. You are the talk of Olympus. Normally I wouldn't get mixed up, but for you, I'll be making an exception. Now come on, we've both got places to be.
Now we do. Alright, I can dash one more time. My attack is faster, or move faster after dashing. Pardon me. Oh, I am losing my voice. Alright, we're going to take the bonus dash. 3 dashes is amazing. Poseidon, or Demeter. I really don't remember what Demeter's abilities were like. I think her cast was fun because it shot lasers, which was pretty strong. I remember I had some pretty insane Demeter builds, I think, with centered around her cast, if nothing else. I guess let's go Demeter just so that let's just go ahead and meet her. We're gonna have to beat the Gorgon head first, though, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Oh, well, that's how you throw the run immediately. Yeah, I definitely feel like I want Dionysus on that special. Oh, dearie me. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? Yeah, I think I'm playing this entire run wrong is really the issue. Oh well, lesson learned. Hopefully I got a chance to apply what I learned in the next run. I'll probably just do a second one since this one went so poorly and we're only like 23 minutes in. That's assuming that the run is lost in this room. I feel like if I break the half-hour, 45-minute mark, then I'm probably just going to call it a video, even if it's a shorter one. Well, thankfully I didn't get hit. Thankfully she didn't stack the... She didn't stack the petrification on me, because that could have been really bad there. Whoop. I think I'm just going to stick to... Oh, it hit me from the side. Not good, not good. I'm close to death, but I'm not dead yet. Well, that's kind of lame. I can't hit her over there. I think I'm throwing this run, Kiwi. It's fine, though. They can't all be winners. We proved that with the first run, too. We only made it to Mega, after all. I think once I get the groove, and especially once I have the hand-holding of the roguelike benefits of this game... Oh. I still have Skelly's res, so I still have one more resurrection, so I gotta remember that. Kind of upset about that death, though. Like, I can absolutely play better than I have on this run, and I can absolutely play smarter. It's just, I've forgotten what works, what doesn't work. So, again, let's think about it this way. I need to use every hammer, every boon at least once anyway, so I'm just getting a head start on that. You think by now, though, I would remember to stop standing in melee distance of the Medusa head and just do this. But I'm not learning, and that's a problem. I'm on fire now. I'm not learning, and I'm on fire. This is bad. There we go. Okay, head down. And other head down. Ooh, that was rough.
I felt a chill like this was on the surface. But who? Well, one way to find out. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
I understand, young Zagreus, that you would seek to leave that bitter darkness for this bitter cold. Quite honestly, I fail to see why. But I'll aid your plight, why not? For I can offer plenty of assistance, and you soon shall grow fond of it, I think.
Now, I could be wrong, but I believe Demeter, or however you pronounce it, Demeter, is the mother of Zeus? Your boons become common, then gain rarity every 3 encounters. I forgot about this passive, but it only affects 2 boons. But I only have 2 boons for it to affect. That's huge, actually. I think we have to take this. That's extremely good.
I have the power of the freezing surface now.
Alright, so the ones that were affected are this one? No, I'm not actually sure which ones it affected. I forgot that I had all of these boons, so... but at the very least, we got it on our basic attack, which is really good. We needed that. We need the damage up. Alright, what's next? I hear snakes? Oh, Medusa heads.
Gorgons.
Or Gorgons. Sure, why not? We're just gonna go ahead and do this, because they're not coming anywhere near me. And it's not hard to, so it's every 3 encounters. We're pretty early on, so 3 encounters is not hard to manage. We'll get that pretty quick. This is our first one, so. Cool. Alright, that's one down. And some HP up. Excellent. Alright, so we can get Athena or Aphrodite and... Oh, I have to choose one or... This is a room where I have to choose one or the other. I mean, I am aiming to build Ares, so I'm gonna go for the Ares I think.
Whose favor to choose?
Oh, they're gonna be mad at me.
Neutrality was not an option here.
Attacks inflict doom. After slaying a foe, your attacks and specials deal more damage. Blade fix. Perfect, we want this. Not that I've used Blade Rift maybe like 3 or 4 times total.
You shall find I don't take such rejections lying down. And you shall find it out the hard way.
I feel like I remember her being very difficult to deal with when you reject her, because she's... we'll see.
I angered her, I guess.
Here. I need to remember to use my cast whenever I can, because even if it misses, I can at least have some damage on the field at all times. Nope, didn't need to touch the fire there. Yeah, the issue with Ares' base cast is it can do a hell of a lot of damage, but it depends on your enemies not running away from it. But like, see, it's tearing through those guys. Oop. Ouch. That hurt. Yeah, so Aphrodite, what she does is she spawns this heart that slowly travels after you. It's less of an issue in a room like this that's so big, but it becomes a huge issue when you're in a small room. It's fine, though. We can survive. Oh. I'm gonna stop playing around the cast for now. It's not reliable enough for me to benefit from it. I'm not sure why my shield bounced all the way over there, but okay. So be it. Is there an enemy over there? Because my shield really wants to bounce that way. Whoop. See those guys. Whenever you see them position their bomb above their head, they're about to do an AoE around them, so you have to be extra careful. Alright, this one's almost dead, so let's try and get rid of him first. What a mess. Oh, I think that either spawned on me or somehow I messed up really badly there. Whoop! We've just barely dodged that. And there we go. Oh, and we get Aphrodite afterwards. Awesome. I forgot that's how these rooms work.
Little squabble can be put to bed for now. I'm better for the moment, but I was very angry with you, love.
I could tell. Thanks for that. Your cast is a wide, short-range blast that inflicts weak. Your dash deals damage where you end up. Your weak effects are more potent. That's what we're going to take. Anything to make us take less damage is always welcome.
Can't do that.
Instantly gain 32 HP. That seems pretty worth it. Yeah.
Should be useful.
We need the survivability here. And this is probably a shot before the floor boss, I think. Based on time. Might be a little early. We'll see. No, seems likely. Yep. Next floor is Lerny. Oh, good. Another Ares. Okay, this is a tough decision. Do I want Ares or do I want the HP? Nah, I want the fun.
Thank you, mate.
I knew that foul boatman would come through, and you would find amongst his wares this gift.
Special inflicts doom. Maybe. Blade Rift effects last longer. After using deal a Death to Defiance, deal more damage. I think we'll take the last longer Blade Rift. I have enough gold to buy this if I really wanted to. I think I will, honestly, because again, the main thing I need is the ability to switch out keepsakes in the middle of the run. Because what I like to do is use a god keepsake to guarantee myself the first god boon.
Pleasure doing business.
And then I swap out my keepsake to something like Skelly's Tooth, which lets me resurrect. And if I resurrect earlier in the run, then I can replace that
Get it.
now consumed item for something else. Alright, Lerny, let's have at ya. Oh, you know what? I forgot how strong this cast is against Lerny. Like, watch his HP bar here. Okay, maybe it's not as amazing as I thought, because I'm using a common, but still. There will come a point where that does so much damage. I'm just not there yet. If anything, it will very much help me deal with his little summoned heads. It's nice that I do have a ranged option here. The one downside is to get that gem back, I have to do this. Thankfully, they give me a fair bit of leeway with how long it takes for me to be on the lava before it hurts me. Or I guess it's technically magma because we're underground, aren't we? That's right. Yeah, it would be magma, but still. Does anyone actually care? Whoop. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage this fight. And I do dearly miss the Dionysus passive that made me heal substantially more from HP pools. I don't know where my blood gem wound up, so I guess we're without it for a little bit. That's fine. The gems automatically come back to you after a while. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, what I really need is the Artemis duo with Ares, or frankly, I need to restart this run. It is doomed to failure. But far be it for me to just give up on a run. I mean, that's how you get 6,000 deaths in Celeste and just keep trekking on, I suppose. If anything, I am bullheaded when it comes to difficult challenges. It's what got me through grad school, I suppose. God knows the better decision on that one was to bail out while I could. Especially dealing with that in the midst of COVID. Oh well. Life decisions and the consequences that they lead are not the point of this channel, so we'll leave it at that. Just saying, for anyone who ever considers going down that grad school path, make sure you know what you're getting into. It is not something to look at and say it's going to be the same as undergrad. And who knows, maybe it will be depending on what subject you're dealing with, but I would imagine for STEM type courses particularly, you're in for the long haul, and there are going to be some bad days. I mean, even with undergrad, it can be, like, I had a relatively, I don't think pain-free undergrad is the right way to phrase it, because there were definitely nights that I cried, there were definitely nights that I lost a ton of sleep. But, I mean, grad school just was a completely different monster. Anyway, again, not the point of today's conversation. Let's leave it at that. In the meantime, what can I talk about? Oh, we finally had Japanese food for the first time in a long time. Where we live, there really aren't a lot of good food options for, like, multicultural options, so that's why Kiwi and I have really been exploring home-cooked options for international cuisine. We've been making curries, we made a teriyaki sauce, we made, I said curry already, didn't I? I've mentioned with the Space for the Unbound, I'm very curious about maybe trying to do some home-cooked Indonesian food now, because some of it sounded really tasty. I'm not terribly great with spice. I like it, but if it's anything stronger than a jalapeno, and honestly, even jalapenos are now kind of my threshold. I used to be able to tolerate jalapenos pretty well. I guess pepperoncinis, if you're familiar with those, that's probably... I can probably have a spice threshold slightly higher than that, but not much higher, admittedly. It's weird. When I eat spicy food, the first thing that starts to sweat are my eyebrows. It's like a really weird trait of mine that's been consistent for most of my life, but my eyelids and my eyebrows sweat way before anything else on me, and that's only when I eat spicy food. Like, if I'm hot, they don't sweat at all, at least not nearly as much as the spaces you'd expect for someone to sweat from. But spicy food, no, it looks like I'm crying because there's just so much sweat pouring from my eyelids. It's kind of funny in a really gross and weird way. All right, that's halfway there.
And clear. Earning my keep.
Earning your keep, indeed. It's kind of crazy that the run is still going, to be honest. Like, I did not expect to be able to get this far.
Except...
I don't think there's anything worth selling yet. I mean, everything that I have is kind of mediocre at best. But this is upgrading now, which is nice. Or my basic attack is upgrading, which is very nice. And I think Life Affirmation must be the other thing that got the Demeter boon on it. Which is probably not my most favorite option, but... I think, yeah, that must be what it is, because it's the only other one that's been upgraded to rare. So, really not the greatest pull, but it means that every Satyr heart I get is increasingly more substantial. All right.
Champions of Elysium, I've returned.
I have to remember that I've already used my Resurrect, so my next death is permanent. Oh, at the least we made the run go longer than I had any reason to expect. Let's see. I still haven't gotten very many at all Erebus shards, and I've gotten a fair couple Ambrosias. I think... Or actually, Ambrosia is what I get from beating Theseus and Asterius. Nectar of the Gods, maybe, is what that's called, or just Nectar. I'm not fully certain on that one, but... Yeah, I think what I have to do on these floors in particular is depend on my shield dash. Because I don't think I can... I do not have very reliable damage. I really need a Dionysus passive to stack up passive damage over time. If I have that, I think I have a reasonable chance of being able to safe spot and now DPS things from a very safe distance. But it does not feel terribly doable in this state just yet. Like, our damage is so bad. Unfortunately. At least I can use traps. I definitely can use the traps to my benefit. I wonder what the speedrun strat is. I know that they use... like, I've seen Hades speedruns, but I've never... I use speedruns to fall asleep to, so generally speaking, when I say I watch speedruns, it's very loosely, and I watch maybe like the first 5 minutes of a speedrun and then fall asleep and have no idea what the rest of the speedrun entails. And every time I put if I put the same speedrun on before I go to bed, I'll move it maybe like 5 minutes further into the video so I see something new. But all I know about Hades is most people depend on Zeus, I believe, for their first boon, because Chain Lightning does an absurd amount of damage, as we proved in Lotus Lantern, as well as this game earlier, I think. Actually, no, I don't think I've had a good build for Chain Lightning yet. The sword would probably do well with Chain Lightning, but... Oh, I forgot about the resurrection things. Let's not do that again. There we go. Oh, nope, not quite. There we go. But... yeah, Chain Lightning is really strong, and I think the speedrun involves an aspect of the shield that has I think it changes how either the shield throw or the special attack works. At least, and mind you, this may be very outdated. I think the last time I like legitimately tried to watch a Hades speedrun was years ago, like probably like at least 2 years ago. So my information is likely very out of date for what is actually relevant. Oh, good, butterfly balls. And archers, even better. All of the things I want. I would like my bloodstone back, please. I'm gonna sit here and do that for a little bit, because I can. And now that I can do that, let's go ahead and release that out. Maybe if I... Cool, I triggered it. That should do a ton of damage to the butterfly balls. Yeah. Alright, I'll take this out. Cool. Butterfly balls are definitely going to be some of the hardest things to deal with here, just because... I mean, how do I deal with them when I'm in melee? I'll just have to benefit from my cast, which really has some unfortunately lackluster damage. It would be nice if I could kite them into these exploding eggs, but easier said than done. I'm a fair bit concerned about how I'm going to be able to handle Asterius and Theseus here, because it doesn't seem likely that that's going to go very terribly well. I hear a cat thudding from behind me. Alright, there we go. Alright, hopefully I get a better boon than what I did last time. Attack hits twice, but knocks foes away. After blocking a foe, gain 20% damage and move speed for 10 seconds. Your Bull Rush grants a power rush that deals... That's kind of what we need. This does my charged attack now does 500% more damage. That's the kind of thing we needed. I don't have enough gold to buy anything terribly meaningful at the shop aside from HP, which actually, you know what? If he has some HP for me, that would be pretty good right now. So we'll take the shop.
Wasn't me.
He does not have HP for me, sadly. I think I saved my money. Okay. I can't get the duo boon yet. I need the way it works is you need at least one of each god's boon for like their core skills, I believe, with some exceptions. Oh, I missed that.
Bowels of hell. This is not your place.
I missed that this was a mini boss fight. This is bad.
Agreed on both counts. Just passing through, so
if you'll excuse me, sorry.
The champion of Elysium would never back down from such a contest. Neither will I.
I remember really liking Asterius in my original playthrough. He seems like a really cool dude. But we have like virtually no damage against him. Oh wait, what am I doing? I just got this. We have some damage against him. This is kind of funny, we're just swapping spaces. Alright, we can make this work. I think we can make this work pretty well. I really should have taken the passive that makes me do extra damage against armored foes. But, you know what? This seems pretty good. Oh, I'm itching. My nose is itchy. No. Ah, he hit me through the shield. He probably hit me from the side there. At least I can keep weak up pretty well. A weak debuff. Yeah, I can block that. That's funny. Get a little bit closer to my range. I think I took some damage there, but I'm not sure how. Because it said I blocked. guess the downside to this attack is only if I lock myself into an animation carelessly by like just like there where I use my dash, or not my dash, my cast. That locked me into an animation that I didn't want. And there may be a situation where if I take too many hits while holding shield, I get knocked out of it. And AoE attacks that hit from underground, those seem to also be a sort of issue, potentially. Like, this isn't a foolproof build, but it's darn reliable, if played right. Oh, there's my Skelly ring bringing me back to life. Okay. Yeah, the shield is weak because of how I build it, but it can't be understated how strong it actually is, especially as a defensive tool. I just have to be more careful.
Well done.
There we go.
I respect your strength, short one. The champion of Elysium awaits. Until such time.
All right.
From that time,
Onwards and upwards.
you found me, Artemis.
Say, were you hunting vermin near the surface lately, Zagreus? That's practically just like the real thing. It must have been a thrill.
Alright, Special is stronger with 20% chance to deal critical damage. I like that a lot. Dash Strike does more damage. Any damage you deal has a 3% chance to crit. I think we take the Special up. This is probably the wrong choice, and I'm gonna end up finding Dionysus in, like, the next room after this one, just you watch. But at least it makes it so I can deal a little bit more damage with my Special. Yeah, this seems good for rooms like this, where there are a lot of enemies that are just kind of inconveniently existing, and I don't want to get melee distance to them because I might get hit by a hard hit. 20% crit chance isn't amazing, but it is pretty substantial. Unless you don't get a single crit in every hit, out of every hit that you land, in which case, well,
Just getting started.
it's supposed to be substantial, it just isn't. There was a crit, I saw it at 113. Alright. I was just getting really unlucky, I guess. Oh, you know what? I should drop this while I'm here. I feel like Athena would be very strong with this build because I can reflect as I bull charge. I think that's it after this guy. So I just want to try and keep him in the blade rift as much as possible, because its damage definitely adds up over time. All right, hi Hermes.
I accept this message.
Whenever you are hit, chance to dodge automatically. Move faster after dash becomes sturdy, which makes it so I cannot have my actions interrupted. I think we go for the 10% dodge chance. That's saved me in the past. Alright, we've got another mini-boss, which means it'll be Butterfly Ball. And I'll keep getting these gems for now, because we need them to build things up in the house. Oh, it's not Butterfly Ball. What have we got? Oh, okay.
More splitters.
That's easily dealt with. I guess I'll just projectile at them for now, because I can. Whoop! I saw that. At least I was able to evade it. Alright, there are more. Oh, they shoot 3 of them. Whoop. Alright, so they have some degree of mini-boss status, but they're really not that threatening at all. Especially because I can break their projectiles with that. Alright, now things get a little bit more dicey, I imagine. The good thing about the even if the warriors end up regenerating their shield, regenerating their form, the good thing at the very least is that they don't regenerate with all of their armor intact, and I think they have a reduced amount of HP every time they resurrect. I could be mistaken about that last idea, but I suspect they have at least some amount of reduced HP. Cool. Crit mattered.
Gemstones.
For anyone who hasn't had experience with competitive Pokemon before, the phrase crit mattered is such a thing in the competitive scene. Because sometimes the crit really didn't matter, but you just don't want to accept that you lost because of a luck roll. I imagine that's part of why I fell out of competitive Pokemon. I just got tired of bad luck. Now, mind you, my luck in competitive Pokemon was actually pretty impressive, so I can't but it's also historically been pretty terrible in some instances. I had a Pokemon that was a defensive, well, I'm gonna sneeze 1 second. Oh. Pardon me. I had a Pokemon that was a defensive wall that got paralyzed 6 turns in a row. Opponent used Thunder Wave, and then was able to get all of their stat boosts in a row. It was so tilting. I kind of just rage quit that battle. I forfeited. I'm like, you just got 6 Dragon Dances off. I can't do anything. There's no situation where I win this battle. That was just a really, really unfortunate situation. I don't even... Which one got paralyzed that much? I don't even remember. It might have been Ferrothorn. I forget. But I used Ferrothorn as a defensive wall for a lot of physical type Pokemon. Physical attack damage type enemies in Pokemon. Oh, that one resurrected. This is not a fun room. Can I kill this? Wait, what am I doing? I have this. I forgot why I'm even running this weapon for a second. The thing seems to be stuck in the wall, and I'm not convinced I can hit it. Yeah, I can't hit that. That might be where the run ends. Oh, okay, it fixed itself. Cool. Right. It's kind of funny, but I can actually keep them in this because they're too busy trying to melee me, so their AI doesn't path them out of it. So I drop my fan... Oh, really? There's more in this room? Ugh. I drop my fan blade, and then I just hold shield and let them just space tank. It's kind of funny. I think this is where the run dies, though. I'm pretty close to death at this point. In hindsight, probably should have remembered the most basic fundamental skill that this build is trying to benefit from, instead of face tanking a whole lot of damage, but it's fine. Like I said before, if anything, this is a run to gather resources. Oh yeah, I'm 1 hit from death. This is probably where we just end. I think the chariot's probably gonna be the one to do it to me too, which is... Oh, it resurrected? Really? Alright, we need to get rid of the chariot. Hopefully that's enough. It's not. No, please, please, please. Oh, I don't know how I didn't die there, because I had every right to. He was just barely outside of my range and got the attack in. That feels bad. I pushed him backwards and didn't move forward with him. Oh well. That was just a really weak run all around. I just didn't have the things I needed, and every time I thought I had a chance, it didn't go the way I wanted, and I made a lot of bad decisions in my early pathing, which didn't help.
The dead mill constantly within the house, complaining of their woes and seeking audience from any who would listen.
Relatable.
I listen.
I'm up.
You're a good man. You're a good person, Zagreus.
It says here that you got stuck like a piece of meat on a spit by an exalted longspear. Wow, I'll bet that really hurt. Too bad you don't have a thick, leathery hide or something that can help protect you in that type of situation. Oh well.
I feel like he's alluding to something very specific, and I'm not catching his drift.
Oh well.
Unless he's implying that I could be a dragon if I wanted to be.
Achilles, is it really true that Cerberus ripped the lounge up right after I left? He must have gotten in a lot of trouble.
I only wish you could have seen it, lad. The place looked like a vineyard after a typhoon. Your lord father was livid, but he never gets so angry with the dog. Poor Dusa, though, she's picking the place up.
Oh no. I wonder what became of Dusa. She's always worried father's going to fire her even without something like this.
Oh, that means Dusa's gonna show up soon. Alright. Pet the dog.
You're the best, you know that, don't you, boy?
Interesting that Hades only shows up if you die to things that aren't him, and he's missing if you lost to him, or probably if you beat him too.
You keep an eye on father for me, boy. Don't let him sour up everyone's mood.
Cerberus promises to do exactly that, in his own way.
Cerberus and Zagreus are both very good boys.
Who's that sniveling shade to your immediate left there, Father? Already found someone new to do the busy work. And here I thought I was utterly indispensable.
That shade boy is my newly designated contractor. One whose responsibility is to work on this house. Though who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
You're trying to guilt me into funding the exorbitant furnishings you desire.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice.
All right, let's see. So I remember that there are things that are like they give gameplay benefits, and there are things that I benefit that are purely aesthetic. And I think work orders are the main things that we want for now. So plunder lesser, chambers may contain an infernal trove. Switch keepsakes between underworld regions. Oh, the fated list of minor prophecies. If I recall, this is the thing that shows up on Zagreus' desk. I forget what they give, but there are some things that are pretty solid, I think, from this, maybe? Urns of wealth. Oh, here we are. So this is where... okay, now I remember. So they glow gold, and that's how I know if they actually have money in them. But those would be very helpful. These are all really good options. I think for now... let's take the list of minor prophecies.
Fated list of minor prophecies. That sounds somewhat exciting, I suppose.
You requisition that useless bit of parchment.
And then... let's get the keepsakes between floors as well.
Chambers of the underworld ought to be a little livelier with this.
You need not listen to him, contractor.
I don't think I'm going to invest in infernal troves yet. I think this is more appealing. Or... oh, we can... okay, there are fountain chambers that we can unlock. Yeah, we want that. Okay. So...
I wonder where Nyx went. Ushay's doing all right.
where are you, my love? I'm here. Cause of death, stabbing. I wonder if the person he's looking for was the cause of that.
What are your sisters up to these days, Meg? I've not seen them around.
We're stretched a little thin, as you can see. Some kind of war up there meant lots of business here. I'm left to hold the line and deal with you.
I forget what her sisters were exactly, but I do remember the one that just non-stop, like, pretty much only says murder, and then slowly starts to learn how to say Zagreus' name. It's pretty funny, and I'm looking forward to seeing her again.
Hey, that must be the fated list.
Let's see what the fated list has to offer.
The fate-abetting prince perhaps believes it was through his own choice that he procured the fated list of minor prophecies, but it was preordained.
Cute.
Oh no, not this determinism thing again. Was bound to happen, really.
Yeah, okay, so this gives me resources for accomplishing certain endgame achievements. So, Sithonic knowledge. The son of the god of the dead shall someday reveal a portion of the underworld codex entrusted to him. And we got that.
This codex. I'm getting somewhere with it.
Distant relatives meet all of the gods and get 3 ambrosia, or 3 nectar.
Interesting lot.
The son of the god of the dead shall someday break free from the realm in which he was born. Haven't gotten that one. So these ones I think we can't complete. Okay. So here's where I unlock stuff for getting all of the different passives and all the god boons and all of the... okay, so I have to get all the duo boons, and then I have to get all the different versions of the shield. Or the different versions of the weapons.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Relatable. Sleep is for the weak and the privileged. And as weak and privileged as I am, I just still don't get to have it. Alright, let's see. I don't think I want the Codex Index just yet, because that doesn't give me immediate benefit, I think. But having HP rooms on the different floors does sound pretty good. I think more than anywhere we'll need it in Elysium, so let's take that.
I like the sound of this one here, good contractor. Go make it happen.
Nothing to say, Hades? Alright. Alright, let's go grant Skelly a good night, and then we'll grant Kiwi a good night. There are a lot of those. One last look at Tartarus real quick.
Back down. Not now or ever.
I love this game. It's fun.
Let's see here.
I need more trinkets, though. Ooh, Coronacht is being fancy.
Hungers.
So I guess we're gonna be doing a.
With that thing, eh?
I guess we're gonna be going a bow build because it'll get us more Essence of Erebus or Erebus shards or whatever they're called. But that's a mechanic that this game has that tries to entice you to using different weapons, and I respect it. I quite respect that idea.
Let me give you a piece of advice, boyo. You run across a guy like me out there, you just give him a good stab right in the back without a second thought before he sends you crying back to Papa.
I'll keep that in mind, mate.
Alright, Skelly. You're a good kid. Alright, Kiwi, with all that said, I think that's it for today, and probably it for recording for me today. I did the last 2 Hades episodes. It's a fun game. It really is, and I was definitely wrong. This game is significantly harder than Lotus Lantern, considering I think I beat Lotus Lantern in my second recording, maybe. Whereas this, we're definitely feeling the rough startup. But with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope you're sleeping well. Wait. If you're awake, I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope it's helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.